A public relations victory for the president at the economic summit, but will it actually result in more jobs back home?
In the Midwest, crop damage mounts as the rains and the flooding continue. What will be the cost to American consumers?
And a small town in Wisconsin produces a Powerball winner. The mystery man with a ticket worth more than $100 million.
I was kind of wishing it was me rather than him. I would feel luckier if it was
You
me.
envy them.
Yeah.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather at the Economic Summit in Tokyo and Connie Chung in New York.
Good evening. President Clinton has wrapped up his first economic summit here in Tokyo. He's getting generally high marks, and to hear him tell it, the meeting itself was a smashing success. It is Saturday now in Tokyo. The president is having breakfast with Russia's Boris Yeltsin. Then he's off to South Korea. White House correspondent Susan Spencer covered the summit peaks and valleys.
On the summit's final night, a hastily arranged dinner and last chance to reach a U.S.-Japan trade agreement, with President Clinton trying to be upbeat.
We even had a sushi bar in Little Rock.
But that wasn't enough. On how to get Japan to cut its trade surplus, there is no deal yet.
We are now coming to a common understanding that it is in the interest of both countries to change this policy. I think we're also coming to a common understanding that we have to try some new approaches.
For the president, a summit for which there were few expectations had somewhat mixed results. Agreement on big cuts in tariffs, but not in agriculture subsidies, casting doubt on its impact. Agreement on a substantial aid package to Russia, but $1 billion short of what he once proposed. In Tokyo, though, a newly focused White House political operation had one word for what it all meant.
The jobs, the implications of that are staggering. We hope we can promote growth in our economies and jobs for our people. This really can mean an enormous number of jobs to the American people.
But with floodwaters raging in the Midwest, Mr. Clinton's "I'm working for jobs" message ran the risk of becoming another flood victim. Not if he could help it.
That's why I'm determined to have a federal response that rises to the occasion.
In short, the White House political machine hummed for once.
I think the Clinton White House in the first few months suffered from errors of omission and errors of commission. They've stopped the errors of commission, and they approached the summit with a plan as to what they wanted to do, and they did it.
The fact that the other leaders here generally are in much worse political shape than he is obviously helped. The summit may well give President Clinton a boost, but he promised a lot, and now he has to deliver. Susan Spencer, CBS News, Tokyo.
While President Clinton is overseas, Vice President Gore is keeping an eye on the flooding crisis here at home. Gore got Midwestern governors on the phone today to find out what they need. The Vice President says he will take a tour of the flood damage on Monday. The Mississippi is spilling over its banks tonight from Dubuque, Iowa to Chester, Missouri. Both Iowa and Missouri have now joined the list of states asking to be declared federal disaster areas. The river is more than 11 feet over flood stage in St. Louis, where Scott Pelley begins our coverage.
Oh, it's a leak from the bottom of the levee.
Today, St. Louis declared a state of emergency.
Gotta go, guys.
As floodwaters boiled up under a suburban levee.
They only said we got 2 hours.
Right there.
People in 150 homes were ordered out.
The worst we've ever seen it.
Who never thought it'd get like this?
Now more than 10,000 are homeless, and the Mississippi keeps rising 1 foot a day, pushed on by a torrent in the north. 8 inches of rain fell on Iowa last night. Bad weather crushed houses in Omaha.
The storm hit here in my kitchen where I'm standing talking to you right now.
And stopped the California Zephyr dead in its washed-out tracks.
I have never seen a thunderstorm last so long. I mean, it just went on for hours and hours. Incredible. And the lightning just kept striking. Really wild.
Even wilder for people like Paul Arman, who now commutes home outside St. Louis by boat.
Look at that. They won't get their mail today, will they? The rain, snow, sleet, and hail, the U.S. mail will not fail.
Is there an end in sight? Well, perhaps. Today near St. Louis, the water was 1 foot lower than expected. Apparently, all the levees breaking up in farm country are spreading out the water, taking at least some pressure off the towns downriver. The water is expected to crest in St. Louis on Wednesday, several feet below the flood wall. Still, many low-lying neighborhoods will be inundated. They may slow down the torrent, but they can't change the course of the inevitable. Scott Pelley, CBS.